hope I can be of some humble service to you.
I think I have something that belongs to you. I found it in Skalitz.
What do you mean?
That's it.
By all the saints, thank you. You don't even know how much you've helped us. And if you know my wife, then you'll know you just saved my life.
I probably shouldn't even tell you this, but Kunesh was after your treasure too. He wanted us to keep it ourselves.
What? That... I'll give him... I mean to say, I'll tell everyone about him. I don't know what to say. Here, take this at least. I'm poor, but you saved us.
So, how are you doing?
Maybe it's just as well. We'll return to Skalitz any day now, and folk would have no respect for me if they knew I'd been hauling shit.
Listen, wouldn't you like to move to Pribyslavitz? I need someone there who's able to read and write and do sums. If you can do that, you'd make a good merchant to handle building materials.
That's nearly the same job I had at the Skalitz mines. And they were the most profitable mines for miles around.
True. We don't have any mines, of course, but if you could handle the trade, that would help me a lot.
I know enough about trade, but I won't work for nothing. What are you offering?
Look here, I'm the bailiff there, and let's face it, one day I'll rise even higher. So you ought to stick with me as long as I still have an interest in you, don't you think?
You've got a point, all right. I knew you as the blacksmith's boy, and now you're a bailiff. Fair enough. I'll take the job.
Okay, so he'll head back to Pribyslavitz and start running our little, trade hub, and we'll actually get a net bonus to the village income by having him around. There's a few other characters we can recruit as well, and we'll try to find some of them today.
That treasure of yours you sent me to get.
Did you find it?
It belongs to Baron.
But I couldn't know that.
Well, fine. Look here, Kunesh. I can't watch you wasting away here anymore. How would you like a job?
Working for you? Where?
In Pribyslavitz. We're rebuilding the whole settlement. You could maybe work there as a woodcutter.
Oh, I could cut wood. But what's it worth to you?
What do you mean, what's it worth? I'm offering you a new life. For once in your life, swallow your pride and seize the opportunity while you still can.
It's easy for you to say. You're right, lad. Oh, I hate to admit it. Ever since my old woman left, I've had the devil riding on my back. But you leave me my booze. What else have I got in life? As long as there's ale to wash down the dust, I'll work for you.
All right, I'll take you.
Okay, so got all our business settled with Kunesh. He'll go work at the woodcutters back in Pribyslavitz as well. And that should give us, again, a little bonus to our income. We'll keep an eye out for others, but with so few buildings actually built in the village, there's only a handful of people we can actually recruit. So, with that out of the way, the real reason we came back to Radzig is because Radzig had summoned us. And so, if I can find Pebbles, there she is, we'll go have a word with him.
There's the man. Good work, Henry.
Thank you, sir.
I tell you to take a well-earned rest, but unfortunately I need one more thing from you.
Whatever you command.
Jezek refuses to talk to us. The stubborn bastard's asking to see you.
Me?
Indeed. Normally I'd send for Captain Burner to beat it out of him, but then I told myself that if he's so keen to speak to you...
I'll try to get something out of him. Where is he?
He's locked up in the tower. Bernard will give you the key.
Very well, sir. I need the key to Jezek's cell.
So Radzig let him have his way in the end. He should have let me beat some answers out of him.
I wonder he doesn't want to talk to you.
Just try not to mess it up. Here's that key.
Thanks.
Well, finally, I've had quite a wait.
Why do you want to talk to me, of all people?
You brought me here. You should consider it an honor.
If hanging around in a damp dungeon with a condemned man is your idea of honor...
You're not seeing the bright side. You can be the one who uncovers a conspiracy against the king for your master. You don't get an opportunity like that every day. It did cross my mind, though, that it might be nice to get some assurances for my cooperation. After all, I'm the one the Margrave unjustly declared the scourge of the land and expelled from Moravia. They even pulled my beautiful castle down. It was the necessity of making a living that forced me to take some liberties.
I suppose there's some truth in that. I may speak with Sir Radzig and he might pardon you, but not unless you start talking.
Very well, ask me anything you want. I won't be obstructive.
What I want to know most of all is who's behind it. Who are you making those forgeries for?
Do you think I couldn't have handled it all myself?
I'm not trying to insult you. It's just not a job one man could do alone.
All right, the way it began was I was short of coin, as usual. So I let those crimps in Sasau recruit me.
Recruit you into what?
I didn't inquire too much. In this business, you don't ask too many questions. But when they found out I wasn't just anybody, they put me in charge of the counterfeiting. A foreigner by the name of Eric gave me instructions. But for sure, he isn't the chief. And there's someone highly placed at the monastery who's mixed up in it too. But I don't know who.
How did you come to hear of all this business?
I met some old friends in Colleen a few months ago. And they said they were heading for Sasau. That armed men were being recruited. And they'll hire anyone.
Old friends? Who were they?
Just a couple of brigands. We used to ambush the Margrave's messengers in Moravia together.
Nice friends you keep.
I was in dispute with the Margrave. A man in my position finds himself mixed up with all sorts.
And then what?
Rapota and I had been living off stale crusts for a month, so I wasn't going to turn down the chance of work, honest or otherwise. We rode to Sasau and met with the recruiters. It didn't take long to realize I was a nobleman fallen on hard times, not some common peasant.
Can you get to the point?
Well, they introduced me to this Eric, and he told me what was needed. They set up the workshop, got the men, the supplies, everything.
This Eric? You reckon he's not the one in charge?
He puts on airs, but he's just a naive young pup. And he's always going on about his lord, though he never mentioned him by name.
Where can I find this Eric? You must have had some meeting place.
He used to come to the workshop unannounced. And after what's happened, I doubt he'll be showing his face there again.
This highly placed person at the monastery, what can you tell me about him?
I've no idea who he is, only that he's no small fry. After all, he handles the exchange of the forgeries in Passau.
I see. Is there anything else at all you can tell me about him?
No, he was supposed to supply me with materials too, but he backed out. Eric said he probably got cold feet.
Crimps? You're telling me this Eric is recruiting armed men in Sasau?
Well, it seems so. I was giving the recruiters some of the coins to do it. The fake ones, of course.
Where can I find the recruiting gang?
That's tricky. It was my friends who led me to them. We met with them in the woods next to Sasau. It's about who you know, as always.
You said you gave them money. Where was that?
They'd ride to the mine gallery to see me. I don't suppose you'd find them there now.
If you say so.
Will you put in a word for me with Sir Radzig? I'll swear allegiance to him if he'll have me. I'm sick of being a renegade.
I'll have to think about it. I don't want to annoy Sir Radzig.
Okay, well, let's lock him back up in here, and then we'll go talk to Radzig himself. And we might put a good word in for this guy. He definitely was dealt some pretty serious injustices there, and was certainly, you know, falling on some hard times. So, we might, you know, find it in the kindness of our heart to give him a second chance, as it were. Like many of the others we've come across, they're not necessarily bad people so much as just truly desperate people. And Henry can definitely understand that, so we'll see.
So what have you learned?
All sorts of things. There's some foreigner called Eric behind the counterfeiting ring, and someone highly placed at the monastery.
The monastery? Really?
That's what Jezek claimed.
Oh, it's worse than I thought. If this is true, we'll have to proceed with the utmost caution.
Why? Can't we just go to the monastery to investigate?
No. If the church is truly involved, I have no authority.
So what will you do?
I'll have to think about it. It won't be an easy nut to crack. I'll have to consult with Hanush. And what of this Eric? Who is he?
I don't know, but he's recruiting armed men in Sasau and forming an army.
Damn. So it looks like Pribyslavitz wasn't the end of it.
It most certainly wasn't, sir. And what's more, Sir Jezek is convinced this Eric is only a go-between, and there's someone bigger behind him.
You should return to Sasau and take a closer look at those recruiters. If they're going to attack, we must find out sooner than last time.
It might not be as straightforward as that. Sir Jezek didn't know them and has no idea how to find them.
You'll have to manage somehow, my lad. Don't tell me there's an armed force amassing here and nobody knows anything. Go to Sasau and try to find them.
I think I know where I could ask. I helped at the infirmary in Sasau, and there was a wounded man there by the name of Thomas, a suspicious type to say the least. He might know something.
Good. I'd rather see you seeking out better company, but that can't be helped. Whatever you do, be careful, Henry. And best not mention my name. It would attract unwelcome attention. What we want is for the crimps to take you for just another village lad they can lure into their gang.
All right, sir. I'll try to blend in as best I can.
I know I'm asking a lot of you, but I know of no one else who could help as much as you can now.
Sir, there's one more thing. Sir Jezek went with me without resistance, because I promised him he could come to an agreement with you.
My boy, my boy. You make promises in my name? That could turn out very badly for both of us. But, if it can prevent bloodshed, why the hell not? We may well come to some arrangement after all, but I can't say yet what will become of him. You'd better run along.
As you command, sir.
Stop and have a word with me. It would help me greatly.
You again?
Ah, yes.
I suppose you want to challenge me to a duel?
Yes, that was just my intention. I've been practicing. I got much better at. God damn! This won't take long. Top tiere! Yeah! You'll get... Here you are. Everything I had saved for my travels. Oh well. At least things will be more adventurous now.
Alright, here we are in Sasau. So, I've dressed Henry down a little bit, just in the hopes that we won't be recognized. So, I've tried to put him in something that, you know, you might expect a reasonable, like, mercenary to wear. Nothing too fancy, though we are wearing a lot of plate. But, you know, otherwise not a ton of armor. Nothing, like, super, you know, ornate or fancy or anything like that. I've also switched our sword out for just a regular piercer sword, so that we aren't carrying, you know, like a one-of-a-kind sword that only Henry would have. Not that any of this actually matters, but for the sake of roleplay, we're going to try to keep a little bit lower profile here in town. So, to start this investigation off, I think we'd like to maybe go talk to the innkeepers first. We know that there's Thomas in the infirmary, but I'd like to have the information from more than a single source. Especially because we don't know whether or not we can actually trust this Thomas. So, I think we'll just kind of ask around. If there's been, you know, suspicious activity going on, a few people are bound to have noticed. So, let's see what we can find out.
God save you.
Are there any problems around here I might be able to help with?
Nothing I've heard about. Thank the good Lord. It's quiet here.
Have you noticed anything suspicious lately?
And what's your idea of suspicious?
Have you heard of anyone looking to hire some rough men?
Mercenaries, you mean?
Yes.
There were some fellows conspiring here in the corner twice a week, and others coming and going. They didn't look entirely respectable, but they never made any trouble.
And what happened to them?
I don't know, they just stopped coming. and I haven't seen hide nor hair of them since.
You haven't heard anything about where they went?
How could I have? They just stopped coming, and that's that.
Where do you think they might be meeting now?
How should I know? I'm an honest innkeeper, not a man-at-arms. They could be meeting at another inn. They could be meeting in the woods by the light of the moon, for all I know.
Is there any way I'll recognize them?
Unquenchable thirst. They drank like fish. They were rough-looking, too. Big-bearded and scruffy. Aside from that, they mostly kept to themselves.
That's not much help. What did they do while they were waiting for someone?
They drank. And they played dice. I do remember there were always dice on the table.
So they were fond of dice, were they? And where would you find a game around here?
Anywhere there's dice and usually drink. That's all you need for a game. Although it dawns on me now, I never saw Simon with those men, oddly enough. He's got a nose for drunken dice players with a coin to lose.
Simon who?
Why, the young miller. He runs Radzig Mill. Neighbours are always slandering him for trafficking, but who knows? Maybe he just has a knack for business.
You don't know where I might find some, more dishonourable folk?
And why would you want them? You'll set tongues wagging about you.
But they'd be the ones to know what reputable townsfolk don't.
I grant you that. Well, we don't have an executioner, just a knacker. But he's an odd fellow. Like any knacker, I suppose. And there's some strange tales about Miller Simon, too. But I'd say it's just jealousy.
What can you tell me about the knacker?
Decent folk don't talk about him. He deals in carcasses.
I was hoping you'd tell me a bit more than that.
Why should I care about him? He lives in a house by the church, and that's all I know. And all I'll say.
What can you tell me about Simon?
There's not much to tell. He runs Radzig Mill, and some say thieves meet there at night. But isn't there gossip about every miller? I don't think he's a sinner. But only God knows for sure.
Anything else?
You might not find him at the mill. He's a busy man, always out and about making some deal or other. And he likes to throw dice, especially when he sees a fat purse hanging on a drunken belly.
Thank you for the help.
Not at all. But why off so soon? Sit down for a tankard or a bite to eat.
Alright, well that's a couple of leads. We have Miller Simon, who was tied up in the whole false quarry stone thievery business in some way or another, because we did find one of the people involved in his mill, no less. And then we have the knacker, who was also, well, he wasn't really involved in the other investigation so much as he just helped us with it. But he was pretty reliable then, so we can maybe rely on him again here. I suppose we'll talk to the knacker first, because he is in this part of town. Then we'll swing over to the other inn, the Wagoner's Inn, that's off that way by the monastery, and talk to that innkeeper. Short of that, I guess we'll just keep kind of following along, and if all else fails, we'll go to Thomas and see what he's got to say. Actually, the bailiff's right here. I figure let's have a word with him too.
I'm honored that you should come to me.
I've got a few questions for you, bailiff, if you don't mind. Have you been having some trouble around here?
And what business is it of yours? Did someone complain? Who sent you here?
No one complained, though I'd be interested to know why you think they might. It was Lord Radzig who sent me. He'd heard word that some unsavoury characters are holed up round here.
Begging your pardon, but what the devil does Sir Radzig care about it? And I keep hearing the same from Sir Sebastian. And he's got no dog in this fight either.
Why should he care about the city? That's not his jurisdiction, is it?
Quite true. I'm in charge of this city, but he keeps telling me I've got cutthroats hiding around here, and I should be more vigilant. The goal of the man.
I heard some recruiters are meeting in Sasau. Seemed likely they'd get up to mischief and people might complain.
Do you think that people here complain and I don't do my job? Nothing of the sort. Old Lederman's the only one that comes complaining, but I pay no heed to him.
And what does this Lederman complain about?
Lederman is our local tanner. Lives by the quarry, which is where, well, some youngsters go there to wrestle.
They go there to fight and that doesn't bother you?
Why would it bother me? Much better to brawl there than in the tavern. At least in the quarry they can't damage anything but each other. And my catchballs go by there from time to time to keep an eye on things.
I have an inn and the horse trails cross here. There must be many travellers come seeking work, and not all of them honest men.
Aye, it's true. Bedlam has broken out once or twice, and restoring order was no easy matter.
Has there been anything like that lately?
No. It's been quiet here lately. Now that I think about it, I don't recall coming across anyone here like that.
Nobody looking for soldiering work, maybe as a merchant's guard?
There's always one or two like that. But if they don't get the job, they move on.
Have you heard any talk of strangers in the town, and maybe people acting oddly?
Nothing worth mentioning. Sure, there's been some talk about the miller. Folks saying they've been seeing him doing this or that, or people visiting him at night. But he's never done anything. He's a decent enough man for a miller.
I'll try asking him if he's heard anything.
He lives on the other side of the river, by the bogs. But don't go getting your hopes up. He might not be able to help.
Thank you, Bailiff.
Take care.
Alright, so that's another potential lead. Let's talk to the knacker, who's supposed to be right about here. This is his house after all. And then we can go follow up on some of the others.
Anything fishy going on in these parts?
There certainly is. Candles are being stolen from the church, as brazen as that. What sort of people do that?
Ah, but have you heard of anyone around here hiring adventurers and bandits?
How would I know that? Most people avoid talking to me. I don't even go to the tavern much these days.
Thank you. I'll be going now.
Very well. Feel free to stop by any time. People shy away from me, except when there's a death, or the cesspit's full.
I guess we should have known that he wouldn't really be in the know, given that he's kind of an outcast, but it was worth a try. So, we move on to our next lead. So here we are at the Tanner's. Let's have a word with him. Said something's been going on that he's been complaining about and ignored, so I wonder if it has anything to do with the people we're looking for.
My humble greetings. How may I serve you?
Tanner, I've heard all's not well with you.
It's better now. I must have eaten something bad.
No, I mean you've complained about some ruffians raising hell behind your house.
Aye, true enough. That lot's been a thorn in my side. And when I went to tell them to take it elsewhere, they nearly beat me to a pulp.
And nobody does a thing about it?
I've been to the bailiff, but he couldn't give a rat's arse. There's no commotion under his window, so what does he care?
That's quite a bailiff you've got.
A scarecrow would keep better order.
When are they there?
Nearly every evening. Every god-forsaken evening. Shouting and bellowing there till nightfall. And then they leave. Probably to get drunk.
How many of them are there?
How would I know? They make as much noise as a herd of wild boar in rutting season.
And did they all attack you?
Aye. They knocked the stuffing right out of me.
If you want, I'll take care of them.
Well, you look like you could move mountains, but there are several of them and just one of you.
Perhaps we'll be able to settle things peacefully.
Maybe. They might think twice before kicking your arse.
Perhaps I can reason with them. It doesn't have to come to blows.
Well, break a leg, lad. Or better yet, don't. But if you manage to pull it off, you'll get your reward. Don't worry.
Alright, so I've thrown on some different armor. I feel like my shoulders were looking a little bit exposed, so I put the old pauldrons back on. So here are the guys he was talking about. Let's have a word with them, and then maybe we can get some information out of them. Otherwise, we'll head back into town and talk to some other people. So, are you the leader? You look like you might be the leader.
What are you doing here?
Nothing special. Just a little evening wrestling. It's good for your back and digestion. And your purse too, if you know your business.
The Tanner sent me. He says you've been causing a commotion at night, and I thought I might convince you to stop.
Ha! So all his whining finally found a friendly ear, did it? Let me tell you something first, whelp. I'm the bailiff's man, and we're not doing anything wrong here. Old Lederman's only been whining like that since he lost a bit of silver. Didn't bother him before that.
He told me different.
Ha! Of course he did. Otherwise no one would help him. Go ahead and ask the lads. They'll tell you the same. It's God's honest truth.
I'll take you at your word. But what should I do now?
The way I see it, you've got two choices. Screw that old liar and leave him be, or get down to business.
What do you mean, get down to business?
Well, you may think you're pretty tough, and if you give us all a thrashing, we might think it over. But then again, we're no strangers to a hard fight.
If I break your arm, then you won't be coming here for a while, will you?
But I'm a fair fellow, so I'll make you an offer. If you enter our tournament and win, which means beating us all, then we'll go elsewhere. If you don't win, then you're flat out of luck and have to leave. That's not so bad, is it?
And what would I have to do?
It's pretty simple. First you have to beat Weed. He's that not too dangerous looking fella there. But some nights, he gets a good rest and he's got God on his side. Then you can try one of those three. Doesn't matter which, and if you whip all three, you can test your mettle against me. Fair enough?
So the last match is with you?
That's right. They say a bout with me is no joke, just bad humors.
Alright, I guess we'll do a little bit of brawling then. So, who is first? Lanky, maybe you? Weed?
I heard you gave him quite a beating.
It's his own damn fault.
Really? He just came to tell you to go elsewhere.
That's what he told you? Bollocks! He came of his own accord. It was him started the fuss, after he'd lost all his money.
He really tried to have a go. I wouldn't think he'd have it in him.
He tried, but he didn't have much luck. He does pack a punch. But landing it in the right place, ha! I'm not surprised he's got no children.
Okay, round one. I hate to break it to you, bud, but you have almost no chance here.
I'm gonna win.
Catch him in the clinch. Throw a couple jabs. Oh, okay. I thought I was pulling a punch there, but I guess he caught me first.
Shit!
Ooh, he was winding up and caught one in the face. Come on, throw the hook. Throw the hook, Henry. Nope. Not gonna happen. Oh, there you go. And, oh, I thought we were gonna put him to bed with a hook there. Probably would have been better with the jab. Our reach is not great.
Way up.
There we go. Alright, he's down. So who's next? Any of these three clowns?
Remember? Yeah, we remember.
Alright, let's start with you.
You look pretty good. But I'm betting it was just luck.
We'll see.
Round two. Apparently we're doing it with the unconscious guy still in the ring. Let's try not to hit him or anything.
Fuck it!
Duck out of the way of that kick. Let's go for another tie-up. That seems to be working a little bit better. Ooh, 2 knees in a row. Nice. Finally landed a good hook. Wow, we're really working the clinch today. Ooh. This guy, apparently doesn't keep an eye out for the right hook very well. Okay. Lanky's down. So, that leaves, what was it, Betwixt and whoever the hell that is? You might want to wake up your friend there. No? Okay. Stump. Let's go with Betwixt.
That wasn't bad. But let's see how you do with me.
Okay, what is this, round 3? And he walks right into a knee as well. Looks like you didn't learn your lesson from the other guy. I'm not sure if that jab interrupted his punch or... Oh, double jab there. I couldn't tell if we got hit or if my punch interrupted his, but I don't think it matters. As we saw in our earlier Fight Club, way back in the first couple of episodes, I can't actually take damage from unarmed combat unless I burn all of my stamina first, because they made the game really easy compared to when it released. So this is almost unusable.
Ha!
And then a hook. Oh, short. Short as usual. I think that's why I like the jab so much, is they've got much better reach. There we go. Okay. So we have one more and then the final round. So stump it is.
That wasn't bad, but now we'll take it up a notch.
Okay. Let's move around the unconscious body. Don't be punching me in the back. I'm trying to help your friend out here. What was that sound? Sound like a child that just got hit. Alright, we'll give you a knee and a couple of fists. Oh, good block. Good block. Gotta get your hands up, man. Can't put your guard down just because you're swinging. He's punching wild, too. It's more of a flail than an actual, there we go. An actual punch. Alright, well, we made pretty short work of him. Oh, good, you're up. I didn't want to have to fight with, like, 2 unconscious people in here. Okay. Punch. Let's do it.
You put on quite a show. Can't say I expected it.
Alright, we found the one Scotsman in Czechoslovakia, so, this should be interesting.
Give up!
No, but my frame rate seems to be. Okay, so he's pretty good. Again, he can't hurt me if I still have stamina left, but he definitely seems to be doing a better job of avoiding my hits. I don't think that made it all the way through. Gotta be careful. If I punch too much, I will burn through my stamina, and then he actually can hurt me. So as long as I just, you know, do a couple jabs here and there and then pull back, should be fine. And if the game's that generous with my dodges, then we should really be okay. Give him a kick and a punch in the face. Haha! Got you with a hook of my own. Good dodge. Oh, came up well short. Alright, let's tie you up. No, no, no. Okay, good. I'm glad I won that. Damn it. I'm trying to throw some hooks at him, but I keep getting too close. I think that's another reason why jabs are so good, is because, oh, head cracker for the win. Oh, I love that perk so much. We'll have to wait for him to wake up, because he's the one we have to talk to, so I guess I'll just hang out for a bit.
You were really good. I've got to hand it to you. Most lads don't make it past me. So listen, I wanted to tell you something.
What's that?
There are people here looking for really tough men, and I'd say you fit the bill. So when you walk through town this evening, if there's a light in the church, go in and wait a while. If they like the looks of you, they might give you some work.
Thanks. I'll think about it. Look here, lads. I hope I won't be seeing you around here again. Go and find some other place for your games.
Alright, alright. We'll go. But if you want to fight again, you're always welcome. I bet you'll come off worse next time.
Okay, so not only did we take care of the brawlers for the Tanner, even though he was a little bit dishonest about how it played out, we still, you know, did what he asked, and these guys didn't seem too upset about having to go somewhere else, especially since we, you know, dealt with it fairly. They also gave us the information we were presumably looking for, so we'll still follow up on our other leads, but it sounds like we've got what we need now. Right, so I think our next task is probably, let's go talk to the Tanner, just let him know how things went, and then maybe we'll go talk to Thomas, or maybe Simon, either one.
They told me a different tale. Said you went there to fight of your own free will and lost a good deal of silver. Is that the way of it?
I did go there at first, but they cheated. And when I caught them cheating, they beat me. And now I have to hear that racket every day.
I've taken care of the lads who were bothering you. You'll have a quiet evening tonight.
God bless you, lad. And here's something for your trouble and kindness. Unlike that miserable bailiff.
If anything else grieves you, just say the word.
Good luck then.
Okay, that's one quest out of the way. Now off to talk to a couple more, hopefully potential informants. Okay, Thomas, is that you? No, that's Philip. You're Thomas.
How are you doing? Feeling better yet?
Aye, much better. I'm truly grateful. A bit longer and I'll be able to run back to the woods and carry on. Well, never mind. Very kind of you to look in on me.
Truth be told, I didn't come just for your health.
What do you need?
Well, I've heard tell there's work for fearless men who enjoy a bit of silver.
Ah, I believe I can help you with that. They used to frequent the tavern, but now they meet in the church.
The church?
Aye, that's right. The church is locked at night, but if you see a light, the door will be open. Go in there and wait. Say a prayer or something, and then you'll see.
That's it? I don't need to speak to anyone?
Just doing what I told you is enough. They'll give you a good look over and see if you've got the metal. Don't you worry about that.
Alright, thank you.
You took care of me, why wouldn't I help you? Tit for tat, eh?
God be with you.
Okay, so he definitely confirms what we already knew, sort of, what we already thought we knew. That if we hang out and check out the church tonight, we might find what we're looking for. It's good to have it from multiple sources, but obviously if you're in a hurry to complete this quest, you could just go to talk to Thomas if you've already, helped him before. But I like to do things the more interesting, potentially the longer way, which, of course, involved us brawling with those guys, getting a little bit of level ups, completing a different quest in the meantime, and so on and so forth. So we'll hang out for a little bit, and then when the sun goes down, we will visit the church and see what's going down there. It is nighttime, about midnight, more or less. Let's go have a look at the church, see what's going on. Should probably get my torch out before I get harassed by the guards. Okay. It's hard to tell because of my torch, but it does look like there's a light on in there, so we'll go have a look. Suppose we'll know if the door's unlocked, right? Pebbles, come on. Get it. Get in there. Alright. Is that... No, that goes up to the tower. I think we need to go around this side. Been in here before, I just don't remember where the damn entrance is. Oh, I went the long way. Okay, fair enough. Door's open, so somebody might be here. Let's put the torch away. And I can't close them. Interesting. Okay. Shall we say a little prayer?
Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. What?
Amen. So, you've been looking for us, eh? What is it you want?
I hear you're hiring men who don't mind getting their hands dirty.
Is that so? And where did you hear that?
Taverns and the like? People talk?
Well, that's a pretty tale. But no one in any tavern told you to come here and wait, did they? So let's have it. Who told you?
I don't recall his name, but he was one of your friends. He said that he couldn't take me straight to you, that I had to go through the church.
He was right about that. But he still said more than he should have.
I know my way around. You won't go wrong with me.
Spare me the boasting. I've got a test ready for you. Let's see how you handle it before you tell us how wonderful you are.
What test?
Nothing complicated. We used to take anyone who looked like they could keep their head on straight, But not now. Now you can only join if you do what we tell you.
Which is what? Steal something?
Nah, not theft. If you want to join us, you have to kill Pius.
Who's Pius? And why should I kill him?
That's none of your business. But I'll tell you anyway, because it's an instructive tale. Pius was one of us, but he fucked up.
How? Did he steal something?
Yeah, that was part of it. Stole some money, ran away. A few boys died over it. Showed a distinct lack of loyalty. And as soon as he's dead, you can join us.
I'll have to find him first.
You don't need to find him. We know where he is.
Then why haven't you killed him yourselves?
It's quite a test. He's hiding in a monastery.
With the stable boys? It's not hard to get into the grounds.
No, not there. Oh, he would have been dead long since. He's in the, cloister, or whatever it is.
But only monks can get in there.
Just monks and Pius. He's an educated bastard. Seems he used to be a priest, but it didn't quite work out.
Murder someone in a monastery? Have you gone mad?
Murder's a sin as it is. Doesn't really matter where you do it.
Yes, it does. I'd be spilling blood on hallowed ground.
Well then, knock him senseless, drag him outside, and finish him off where it's less sacred. I don't give a damn where you do it, just as long as he ends up dead.
And do you have any other tests?
We're not hiring stable boys. We want men who are prepared to do anything. And this is the toughest task we've got.
So how many men have you already sent?
Just a handful.
And what happened to them? Did they hang?
Just the first one. The others turned tail. Guess they didn't have the stomach for it.
How will I recognize Pius?
He won't have been there long. He should be the only new one there.
But what if there are others? What does he look like?
Normal. He always went about well dressed and had a fine looking dagger.
Yes, except he'll be given a robe and they'll take his knife.
Then you'll have to try and figure out which one of the novices it is, and get him to betray himself. Try getting him drunk. Then send him straight to hell.
Get him drunk? In a monastery?
Where better? There's more wine there than in the royal cellars. And I doubt he's suddenly stopped drinking.
And how am I supposed to get into the cloister?
You'll think of something. Maybe there's a secret passage. I've heard there's some cave underneath. The cave of St. Procopius. There might be a way into it from outside.
And do you have any other ideas besides secret passages?
Well, there is this one fellow been hanging around the taverns. Supposed to join the monastery soon. Might be he could help you somehow. I'd try talking to him if I were you. And if he doesn't help, knock him on his ass and take anything he's got that you could use to pass yourself off as him. A letter of admittance to the monastery, or whatever.
Fine. So I've got to kill Pius. He's in the cloister, and to get into the cloister, I'll need to enlist the help of some boy who's joining the order, right?
More or less. And now the main thing.
The main thing is to kill him, isn't it?
Of course. But that's not all. All hell's gonna break loose in the monastery after the murder. So, either make sure nobody finds him, or hightail it out of there quick as soon as the job's done. But better if they don't find him right away.
And what else? Should I come back here afterwards?
No. Before you run for it, take his special dice and bring it as proof that you killed him. And if you can get him to tell you where he hid the coin, bring that as well.
Bring his dice and the money if I find it. And where should I bring it?
From the monastery, head east across the river. There'll be a swamp where you'll find a fire pit. Go there at night and light a fire. Make it nice and big and we'll show up. Take the dice and the money, and then tell you where to report. Got it?
Right, I'm to slip into the best guarded place in the entire region and kill someone. Take his dice and money, and then go to the swamp and wait by the fire.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Well, you can at least say a few Hail Marys for me. I'm gonna need all the help I can get.
And remember, we'll be keeping tabs. So don't you try to run off, alright? Take care.
we are very shortly going to begin one of the more... I'm not sure what the word is. Controversial? Not really. No, it's not particularly controversial. I'm going to pick my way out of here just for the experience, by the way. I don't need the key necessarily. But this quest is either loved or hated, generally not anything in between. And I find that kind of odd because this is one of the quests in the game, the one that we're about to do, not what we've just done, involving the monastery, that you can truly do any way that you want. There is really no... Let's go inside where it's not raining as I talk. There's really no right or wrong way to go about this quest. And it seems like people have got it in their heads, or had it in their heads, that there was really only one way to do it, and that was to become a monk, infiltrate the monastery, go about the very monotonous monk things to keep yourself disguised, deal with the circaders that constantly, you know, lock you up for not being where you're supposed to be, and just going through all of that in order to get this quest done. And the truth is, I find that to be a very fun, immersive way to go about doing this quest, but you don't have to do that. There are like a million other ways to complete the quest. You can basically just sneak in there, figure out who it is, the same way that you would have had you decided to infiltrate as a monk, and then just murder him. You don't even need to actually become a monk to do that, so long as you find the book that you need and figure out who it is. You can just kill him. You can also just forget that completely, go set the fire that they told you to send the signal, and when they come for the meeting, you just kill them and take their dice. Or, if you don't want to do any of that, you can literally just show up and pass a speech check and tell them that you did it, but he didn't have the dice. So, those are some of the ways that you complete this quest, that you can complete this quest, but there are others too. You can literally happen upon where they end up sending you to and pass a speech check to get in that way. There are plenty of different ways you can do this. So I always found it kind of unfair that people criticized this quest so much for its, you know, kind of tedium, when it really is one of those quests that's truly open-ended and you didn't have to go through all that if you didn't want to. But anyways, that's my little rant for today and where we're going to end the episode. So next time we'll inform Sir Radzig what we need to do. We'll probably take a little break before we go on our little, monk role play for a little bit. So we'll try to take care of any, business that we had. And then maybe the episode following the next one, we'll go ahead and start that. So we'll take another little break next time. Maybe a little bit more Privislavit stuff, building up the village a little bit more. Bringing in some new characters to help us make some more money. Taking care of maybe a few side quests here and there that still need to be wrapped up. And then in the episode after the next one, we'll go ahead and try to find our way into the monastery. So with that, thank you guys so much for watching. I had a great time playing some Kingdom Come Deliverance with you. We're getting kind of into the end game here. I think I sort of consider this to be the very end of Chapter 2. And once we complete the monastery quest, that's essentially the start of Chapter 3 and the end game. Though, after we complete what I consider Chapter 3, we are going to have plenty of other stuff to do. We're not going to complete all the side quests before that. So what I'll do is, before we get into like the true end of the game, I'll make a hard save, and then we can come back and complete anything that we've missed. Maybe some of the DLC quests that we didn't start yet, things like that. So, thank you again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys back here for the next episode.